Tell us who you are, tell us your name, and a little bit about your farm and garden.
Yeah, my name is Patrick Lang. I am the owner of Grow Your Own Florida. It's a permaculture design and garden install company. We plant fruit trees mostly and build garden beds. I am honored to live in a beautiful property in downtown Orlando, and I get to permaculture a lot of it out and plant food forest because I have a gracious landlord.
Awesome.
I'm also developing a farm in Osteen called Sacred Forest Farm, and I think that's your next video, you guys.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want to come out to this farm in Osteen,
Oh
45 minutes away,
Yeah.
I think you'll
I'd
be blown
love
away.
to.
Yep, we've been developing this for about 6 or 8 months, so really would like you guys to see that. Yeah, it's opening in about 1 month, May 23rd.
Awesome.
So this is a really cool Hawaiian papaya, and I suffer like some weird amnesia or something. I cannot remember who gave me this. But yeah, beautiful Hawaiian papaya, and I wish I could remember who gave it to me. But it's such a sweet papaya, very small too, but very nutrient dense. And then I just threw a moringa up in here, right? Nitrogen fixer. I just keep cutting it back, and it helps grow the papaya. You know, they're really close to the cement. Got a bunch of beautiful angel's trumpets in here.
Yeah, so you're gonna touch it. People say these are poisonous.
Oh, I mean, I even sniffed them.
Wow.
Yeah, there's nothing like. No.
I needed to see that.
Yeah, there's nothing too poisonous.
This is the most beautiful tree.
It's the seeds.
Okay.
If you mess with the seeds, you're going. Yeah.
Wow.
And now we're spreading those at Sacred Forest Farm into the lines. So this is like the only access point because I actually designed this whole garden for my neighbor here.
Okay.
I have a really chill neighbor here. She's like an elderly grandma vibe, and so she wanted gardens. I put in these super soaker hoses, and you know I have sprinklers in here. It's just very like self-reliant, you know, automated system so that she doesn't really need to do much.
This is a beautiful microclimate. It just got 10 degrees cooler.
Right?
As soon as we walked right here.
We're going to let this go to seed. We're going to see what happens here. It's just so healthy. How can I not let it go to seed, right? I got to save these genetics.
Broccoli?
This is broccoli that we've just harvested and harvested and harvested until there's just no more broccoli left. You know? Most people rip out their plants, but we just kept harvesting, and look how many broccolis we got, you know?
It still has florets if you guys wanted to. Right?
We do still eat the flowerets, but they're so small at this point. Yeah, you're welcome to eat some.
Oh.
And then these are indeterminate tomatoes. So some people, you know, they'll rip these out too because they're so indeterminate. But look at the tomatoes we get off of them.
They're beautiful.
I mean, they're just huge. And there's like about half a dozen in here right now.
Really?
Yeah, they're just hidden. There's another one. And, you know, you really have to look because recently I was like, oh, dang, I didn't even notice this eggplant in here.
Wow.
It was hiding, yeah. Because you forget about what you plant, right? You're like, oh.
You're like, oh.
Yep. And this is just like crazy Everglades tomato zone. So I'll eventually rip this out soon because I actually don't like to harvest all of these. I know it sounds so silly, but when you've harvested like 1,000, you just get a little tired of picking these tiny ones.
Yeah.
So I only grow bigger varieties of tomatoes.
Do you have the sun gold?
I used to love growing the sun gold, but right now I'm into the sweet 100s because they stack more than the sun gold. It's basically the same, but you get like way more.
I want to get
these are from Mike. You know Mike at Ever Oak?
No, I've been hearing so much about Mike.
So he's pretty much like the authority, I would say, in the area. He is the master grower, in my opinion, and who I've learned like the most from locally.
Got you.
But yeah, these are all from Mike. So this entire bed is from Mike.
Wow.
Meaning, like, of course, I built the bed. That's what my company does. I put the soil in. It's from Fruit Farms, O-Town Compost. But every plant in here is from Ever Oak Farm.
Wow.
So these are like 8 broccoli, you know?
Yeah. 2
fat tomatoes. I got some big eggplants up in here. But the craziest thing, and this is why you're here today, I think, the just divine timing of it, right? Is Mike.
Look at this.
I'm just like trying to win the competition.
Holy crap.
For the biggest zucchini.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in a shade. Baby, blocking the light.
So,
wow.
You know, basically Mike's genetics, my growing style, but
Holy
I've never gotten a zucchini that big.
I don't even know Like, what can you even compare that to?
I don't know. It's bigger than any cucumber or eggplant. It's like
Holy moly.
I think I'm gonna make like
That's
5 loaves of
insane.
bread with it.
Yeah,
right?
5. That's what they're like. How much zucchini bread do you have to bake?
I actually
to
got
lose all
a
that,
recipe from
but
his wife too.
look at
Like
these
she straight up sent me
leaves.
the best recipe that they use.
Oh,
so.
that's awesome. This
Very
is
blessed for that.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yesterday, I went to Florida Abundance, Central Florida Abundance.
Mhm. Yeah.
His entire garden, his market garden was all of his
Where is that
transplant.
located at?
Auburndale.
Oh wow, Sam.
Yeah.
Sam's very cool. Oop, I just hit the mic.
Yep.
Yep,
Sam
Sam's
is
very
really
cool.
cool. You got the sorrel.
Let's see if we can get you some of these. So this is called a Tice mulberry.
Okay.
What is it?
And Tice, Tice. Oh my god. That one's like camera ready right now.
Ooh.
So the
They're
Tice mulberry
showing
gets really
out.
big. It seems to be related to the Himalayan or the Pakistani, you know?
Right.
But
Beautiful.
yeah.
Ooh.
It's so cool.
Let's see.
So everybody around here pretty much just puts plants up
Yeah.
their yards.
So my landlord owns the whole property, right? And he was planting fruit trees here long before I lived here.
Oh, okay.
He was planting them here when I was a little baby.
Oh my god.
This is the crown jewel right now of the property.
Wow.
This is what everyone comes over for. This is what you guys are going to leave today with a few of.
Mm.
This is the white custard apple.
Mm. I love custard apples.
Yeah. Annona reticulata. It's a scientific name. They call it like an African sweet sop, actually. They call it a yellow custard apple, a white custard apple, but it's so good. Let's find
It's delicious. It's one of my favorite fruits.
I think this one's pushing ripeness right here. See, you don't want to pull it off until it just comes off.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not ready.
Mm-mm. And I won't take them until they're ready.
Yeah.
I really wish other people practice that. I've watched people pull branches off this tree, and I'm like, what the hell is happening? Yeah. It takes like everything in me not to say something, but
Yeah.
you know, it's not my tree and I didn't plant it. You want to see something wild? Like, look at the resilience of nature.
Wow.
Single taproot, ratchet strapped to the house. Yep, fell down in a hurricane and she's been saved, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, it's
This
pretty
is
cool.
the thickest sugar apple
Mhm.
I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a sugar apple crossed with a cherimoya.
Okay.
That's what I've heard, yeah.
Got you.
A sugar apple crossed with a cherimoya.
Is that why it's a white sugar apple? Because it's crossed with
Mhm.
the cherimoya?
Yeah, it's a white custard apple.
Or custard apple, not a
mhm.
sugar apple. Okay.
Yeah, it's because a sugar apple will have like articulated spines. You know, you've eaten sugar apples, you know what I'm talking about. They have, this is smooth skin.
Oh,
so if you
got
look at a
you.
cherimoya, it'll be smooth skin like this.
Got you.
Whereas a sugar apple will have these
the
spines
lumps.
and will have more sugar.
Okay.
And will also not survive winter.
Got
Yeah,
you.
sugar, like a sugar apple this size will probably get whacked by the cold.
That's why I'm
But
like, huh?
my landlord, he really like blew my mind one day by educating me that he intentionally purchased this land on the south side of the lake.
Okay.
Because the northern winds in the winter, we get something called like a polar push, where I guess a lot of cold weather pushes down the plains and then right into flat Florida. And we just get this wicked cold for like 2 nights, as you guys know, right?
Yeah.
So when that happens, it pushes actually all the steam, all the warm steam coming off the lake, all the fog, onto this property,
Right.
which keeps everything from freezing.
Wow.
Yeah. So the whole idea is creating like a temperate climate zone, you know, by planting near water.
For sure.
Because the water takes way more energy to heat up in the summer, so it keeps the area cool, and then in the winter it takes way more energy to cool the water, so it keeps the area warm.
Right.
Temperate lock is what they call it. You know,
That's amazing.
I wish you guys could see the fruit on this because it's one of the most abundant on the whole property. It's egg fruit.
Egg fruit. Is
Yeah.
that Canistel?
Canistel, yes.
Awesome.
And they're a good one. You know,
I've
some
never
varieties.
tried this.
You should really get a couple. This is like a sweet potato variety.
I wish I could pull it down and show how prolific because
Oh my gosh, this
I
makes too
see-
much fruit almost.
Yeah?
You know?
I
yeah.
see it.
Egg fruit.
Yeah.
What is it, like a sweet pepper?
It's like
It's,
sweet potato.
Kumquat type of.
Wow, I wish I could describe it. It's like the texture is almost dry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
it's
you.
very interesting. The inside is almost a little dry.
Is Is it like
You kind of need like a little water with it.
oh wow.
But it's good to me. But people don't like it, and they call it an egg fruit because it has a bit of a stink. You know, like a
Got
durian
you.
stink. If you
Okay.
had a durian.
Got you.
Remind me to mention about this place to you guys later too.
Okay.
There's an opportunity available here, but
There's this is an elderberry.
yeah, these are all wild elderberry that, they just manifest. I don't think these were intentionally planted, but they've been intentionally kept,
Got you.
So yeah, all elderberry up in here.
Yeah, that's so much. I would go crazy right now just
Mhm.
cutting the flowers and making syrups.
So
Because it's so good for you.
I wait till they become berries, before I
Yeah.
make a syrup.
But
yeah.
this amount, you can
Yeah.
do a lot.
You can mess with just the flowers, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never messed with the flowers, but I have
Yeah.
seen videos of people doing that recently, and I was like, huh.
Because
didn't
you
know.
get so much berry,
Yeah.
the flowers have their own
See, look, there's
properties.
even elderberry up in here,
That's beautiful.
right next to this cypress. This cypress has a
Wow.
cool story. The one next to it was struck by lightning.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
literally
So people say
Yeah.
that's what you make like wands and staffs out of.
got
Oh.
you. So Harry
Is
Potter.
a tree that was cracked by lightning. Yeah.
That's
These are
cool.
long.
Look
I've
at
never
the
made
butterfly.
I don't need one. I am it.
Oh, you are it?
I don't even need no wand.
I feel
But
like I should
this
earn
is
one.
agroforestry. So this
Okay.
is Mike right here. That's what I'm trying to
Oh.
say. Mike's inspired like a straight up system on this property. He's really been a great teacher to me. So get out
From
to
Everoat?
Yeah, he's
Got
the owner
you.
of Everoat Farm.
Okay.
You got to get out there for sure.
I am.
Yeah, and I'll like put in the good word for
Orchestrate,
you.
yeah.
And
That's what-
Malachi's out there. A lot of people that I think you might know are out there.
Okay.
So
For sure.
I got Katuk in here.
Okay.
I got Relinia from seed.
Perfect.
Shout out to Ox.
Yes.
Ox sold me that fruit.
Oxway?
Yeah, so Ox, who owns, Ital's Vital.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah, Ox, who owns Ital's Vital.
Yeah.
So he's the fruit plug in town. Like, he really
Got
gets all the
you.
fruits. And he's actually got a shop not too far. It's on Curry Ford. It's like a mile or two away.
Okay.
So he's in the South Downtown area as well.
Shout out to Ox.
Yeah,
Check
he
it out,
provides like
Ital's
the
Vital.
community with really the best fruits. I'd never even had a Relinia. So
Got you.
because he gave me one of these, beautiful fruits, I got to grow it.
Yeah.
So if you sell fruit to the right people, they'll actually get like trees out of it,
For sure.
And then this grass, it's intentionally put here. It's called vetiver, and you just cut it.
Yes. I
you
just learned about vetiver yesterday.
So yeah, Sam knows all about this method of growing. He's really into agroforestry.
Yeah.
So the idea is that this is dry farming. I actually don't water anything here.
Awesome.
Nothing. Like all this sweet potato, I don't water. Even the star fruit, I don't water. I don't water the fruit trees in here.
And
This
she looks happy.
Inga bean from seed.
Okay.
So because it grew here and has been setting itself up here, it doesn't need water.
Is Inga ice cream bean?
Yes.
Yay!
Yes.
From seed?
From seed.
Oh my gosh.
And look how fast it's growing because she's so
Cat.
happy. Yeah.
She is so happy. These are all, if you guys don't know, new leaves. Like if you can't tell in the color, these are just the softest, most buoyant, and these thick, dark leaves and the trunk, everything. And how old is this tree?
You'd have to ask Andrew, who grows a lot of stuff from seed on this property. I would say maybe
Some mulberry?
4 to 6 months.
What the heck is that?
That's just some random thing growing here. I think it might even be a eucalyptus.
Oh, wow.
No.
It scared me for
so.
a second. I was like, is it a mulberry? Then I started looking.
No, I forget what I planted in here. I have so many things planted in here.
Yeah, I see you have a moringa.
This is a new thing I put in here. This is called a yellow Malay apple.
Oh.
So, I don't know really much about this fruit, but it was gifted to me by Jacob Hart.
Okay.
Heart Healthy Farm is really, that would be worth the trip. Let me tell you. Punta
Okay.
Gorda, so it's 3.5 hours south.
Okay.
But if you get out to Heart Healthy Farm, wow, that's 4 acres of, a 6-year-old operation where it's all dry farming, all centropy.
Wow.
So just imagine 4 acres of this,
Yeah.
because he doesn't
Lush.
really water any of his stuff. Like,
Look at this banana.
Yeah, this is a dwarf, like a true dwarf.
True dwarf.
And the reason I planted it here is because some of these bananas have cracked. And this, look at this lake right here. It gets a huge wind off of it. So some of these bananas have cracked, so I've lost them before the rack has even.
What do you mean cracked?
So some bananas, when they get top heavy, when they get a flower or too much leaves, they'll just kind of crack. They'll fall over.
Really?
Right at the base, yeah.
Wow.
And when that happens, I just cut them out.
You did?
Yeah, the ones that we
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The bony
Yeah.
trunks.
So what's the solution to this, right? I was really clear about this in myself on these bananas. Last hurricane season, I took off every leaf except for 2 leaves.
Smart.
Yeah, so they caught no wind. None of them really cracked this
Smart.
time. And then I only plant dwarf varieties now, because when this does
Yes.
rack up, it'll be like this tall.
Yeah.
So it might be able to like hang on in those, you know, those summer storms that are just wicked for like 2 minutes, and then the banana falls over. You're like,
That is.
yeah, I know, right?
I think that's just the most pretty banana tree I've ever saw.
I'm gonna cut out a pup for you. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Because
Pat,
look
I'm
at all
gonna
these
cry.
pups. I gotta get them out. But yeah,
Oh my
she's
God.
stacked. She's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
My mother-in-law has been looking for a dwarf banana.
Yeah.
She's gonna lose her mind.
Such a true dwarf, right? And
Such a true
paid
dwarf.
$10 for it from a local guy I
Wow.
found on Facebook Marketplace just around the corner. It was just chill like that.
Because they'll say this is a dwarf too.
Yeah, but I mean, it is a dwarf.
It is a dwarf.
Anything under like 6 feet, anything under like 6 feet.
I've seen my dwarf at home is like 8.
Yeah.
The dwarf Namois.
The dwarf Namois is one of the tallest dwarfs, though.
Okay,
It is, yeah.
got you.
I would say so.
Okay.
And then there's like my favorite dwarf is actually the Rajapuri, which means, you know, pure royal in Indian. And the Rajapuri makes like a rack at 5 feet every time. So basically the rack you just twist off. Because, you know, we're all like 5 to 6 feet. So
yeah. Okay.
This is a blessing. My friend Malachi, who has a permaculture design company as well, he gave me this. And you can tell the graft points right here. So this will fruit in just a couple years. This is Alfonso mango.
Yes.
Yeah, honey mango.
Alfonso's one of the best.
This is a rare banana variety. I can't remember the name of right now.
Okay.
I think it's related to an Orinoco. I forget the exact name, but my buddy Andrew put it in here.
Awesome.
So it's fun because a lot of the plants on this property, because, you know, I'm a renter, like I don't own this property, they've been gifted to me. Like there's like a spirit of people are like, oh bro, like you're not keeping these. I'm not giving them to you. I'm giving them to like the community.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really appreciate that because honestly, some of these plants are a little more expensive. And as we go into my food forest, you'll see what I mean. Like if you're a renter and you're going to plant, like you do want to kind of grow from seed. You want to grow from cutting, you know? Yeah. And you always want to get the permission of the owner of the land. But I'm telling you, you'd be surprised by how like aware some people are that fruit trees increase their property value. Like it's true.
Got you.
You know, like having a 25-year-old mango. Yeah. I would buy a property more likely because of that.
Forget the house.
Yeah.
I just want to buy it for the tree.
You can always build a new house. You can't just grow a tree.
Right.
Especially a 25-year-old tree.
Yeah, right? Because it's such a high yielding fruit tree and you can take what's called scions off of it and, you know, take large fruiting branches and graft them on. That's really the value of an old fruit tree. The value of that tree is that you can take fruiting branches and graft them onto the seedlings and timeline jump.
For sure.
You know, like 20 years even.
Yeah, some people even just sell the fruit.
Yeah, I will not. I have to just share it with neighbors and eat it myself. They're not my trees. I can't be selling the fruits. But,
for sure.
This is one of my favorite trees on the property. Yeah.
What the heck?
So it's called a silk floss. It's not a fruiting tree. It makes these seed pods that the seed pod explodes and releases silk.
Oh.
Like white silk everywhere. And look,
Yo, do you guys see this?
He saved it, you know?
Yeah.
My mystery landlord. Everyone is going to be so curious who he is because he does such cool stuff with these trees. But he saved this tree. I actually wanted it to be cut down, so I have to take, you know, full responsibility for my bad opinion. But yeah, I thought that maybe it would fall on the house again, you know, because you could see it kissed to the house right there. It dented the roof. So that's why it actually had to get stood up.
Wow.
And, he did it right though. He put a bobcat right here. If you see where the grass is dead. So
a bobcat?
A bobcat's a mini excavator.
Oh, okay.
It's got a, you know, big scoop on it. It's like a machine, and that's what anchored the tree. Wow. And that's how he held it in place for like 2 months, and then he staked it back. Oh. Okay. Yeah, because it was leaning for so long, he had to anchor it. And then I mulched it and put, you know, compost on it. We're just hoping that crack closes. I mean, geez.
Yeah.
She cracked right up the middle.
He really loves his trees because that would have had to be gone.
Yeah, most people would take it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, most people would remove it. It's very expensive to remove a tree though, so that's like easy 1 to 2K.
Yeah.
Yeah, to remove this. Mostly because it's very difficult with the spikes.
Yeah, I mean, that is a honker.
And then
I've
This
never
is
seen a
from
tree like
cutting
this.
too, so that's why you guys need one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, angel
Wow.
trumpet from cutting, just super easy.
It definitely, like you said, the stalk definitely reminds me of like a Mexican sunflower, cassava.
Yeah.
Because you can stick the Mexican sunflower in the ground too, and it roots pretty easily.
The one rule I found is green cuttings don't work. They usually
with
rot.
the angel trumpet or Mexican sunflower.
With everything, pretty much. Even mulberry, everything. You want to have barkification.
Got you.
You get what I mean? So
yeah,
if you look up in here, I'll show you. You want to wait until, because like even this would work. See how it's starting to barkify? But up here, this new green stalk, nah, that'd be no good.
Okay.
But down here, these are the best cuttings.
Yeah, for sure, gonna take root.
For sure. The thicker the better, honestly.
For sure.
And then what do I got going on over here?
So soft.
There's definitely some cool stuff over here.
For sure.
This is an allspice tree that my landlord planted forever ago. I don't even know how long he planted that.
The skinny, smooth tree?
That I have all these sticks at the base of to kind of mulch it. So it's actually flowering too, which I found out recently is like kind of rare. Like not all allspice trees flower. But you guys are about to experience what I'm talking about. So keep in mind, you really do not want to take more than that big of a bite.
Okay.
Just like I did. This is really strong medicine. So that's like Old Bay, you know?
Yeah.
And you just chew on it for a second and you spit it out in a sec.
Yeah. Very allspicy.
It's potent. Like it'll get you, like sometimes they'll take a big bite and be like for like 20 minutes, you know? Yeah, right?
It's like hot red bubblegum.
There you go. That is it. You nailed it. It's that cinnamon hot red.
Cinnamon.
Wow.
Yeah, you nailed it.
Wow. You got to get an allspice tree, guys.
Yeah. What you do is you dry the leaves and then you know, pulverize it into allspice or old spice, whatever they call it. These are really, you know, exquisite fruit. Like so special.
I haven't tasted these before.
Monstera deliciosa.
Deliciosa.
Yeah, Monstera deliciosa. So it is like, you know, another one of those things people kind of play up, like a poisonous fruit or whatever. They like to sensationalize it. Totally not poisonous. Just irritates your mouth a little bit if you overeat past the ripeness point. What is the ripeness point? Well, the scales, I'll crack this baby off one day, nowhere near ready. But, you know, in a couple months, when it's all juiced up from the summer rains, I'll just crack it off and it'll break right here. And then the scales, they'll just defoliate themselves, kind of. They'll just peel back. And I'll get impatient because it's like a pina colada fruit, like the most dense flavor, right? That I'll knock off a couple scales. Don't do that. You know? No, you get a bunch of prickles in your throat. And the reason for that is because of something called oxalates. It's what's in pineapple.
Yes.
Prickly pear cactus. All that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, the Monstera. Oh, I know that you guys like to burn, right? So let me get you a little hit off this. Oof. The terpenes on this are the closest to cannabis of like any plant I know.
Got you. I'm so excited. Oh, wow.
Right? So that's called the toilet paper plant.
Oh, I just got that yesterday.
Yeah, sweet. So you're seeing a lot of similarities between yesterday and today.
This was not why he gave it to me.
The flower is...
Sam.
You need one too, don't you?
You were holding out. That smells like just purple, dirtful.
Right?
The best perk ever. Like, my eyes are starting to get low.
In the summer, they get big enough. They're kind of small now. You'd have like a gross hand. You know?
So you can dry these out and do stuff with this?
Make a beautiful tea.
Okay.
I don't know what you could... Yeah.
I like the
flower,
flavor.
I'm not sure the medicinal qualities of the flower, but it seems to have medicinal qualities, right? I know that the leaf is used mostly for toilet paper. And it's a great toilet paper. I've like really used it at farms. Yeah. Mostly at farms. Like I've been like, damn, like I don't have... Yeah. But no irritation. That's what I got to say about it. Almost got like an aloe.
Yeah.
Like vibe to it. Yeah.
And that's a big one. Do you know how old that one is?
So this toilet paper plant, here, we'll go around this way. I'll show you.
Take a poop back there.
So I tell too many people about it. I start finding like poops back there.
That's why you can't let them know where you live.
So
Oh.
actually everything like over here, I intentionally all planted out. Nothing was here when I moved
Ooh,
in.
and this is beautiful.
The Monstera was here. The Monstera
This is
was
like The Gardener. Have you seen that on Netflix?
No, what is that?
I'm like, are there any bodies in there?
Oh. I always make jokes about that on farms. I'm like, you never mess with a farmer, dude. They'll just put in a new system. Man.
Exactly. That's what he's doing. He has the most beautiful garden. It wins competitions, and it's because there's bodies underneath.
And they feed and like the most beautiful plants. Oh man,
apparently
that gets morbid.
Because
people are like, I love your garden. It's like, yeah, it's fed by a beautiful person.
Exactly.
But yeah, these are all mulberries. The same mulberry I just showed you guys, the Tice mulberry. So I implanted these very intentionally because Jacob Hart, you know, sold them to me as a big mulberry.
Got you.
You know, as you see, it's a big fruit. So none of these have fruited yet.
Okay.
But I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like a little mini agro line. And then the toilet paper plant is here to keep the soil from drying out.
Okay.
Because I don't water any of this either.
What are these popping up?
That's just what's called a golden rain tree.
Okay.
And they're very invasive and they come from this tree. But I don't really mind them. You know, I just pull them out, whack them back.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the kind of the idea of making this area was just to create like this little chill spot. See, for my kitties and stuff.
Got you.
Yeah, they just
So what is this?
Chilling up in here. So these are also mulberries that I just put cuttings in the ground. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of stuff in here I experiment with. Like I literally threw cassava cuttings.
Wow.
Here. Like these are just thrown here. And then I threw these mulberries here and I was like, let's see how easily they go. And you know, some of them you can tell are like kind of fried, but this one is really happy.
Yeah. And what variety is that one?
I think this is an everbearing. You can just tell by the tiny little
and the
fruit.
leaves. The leaves of the everbearing is so small.
So small, and then the leaves on the Tice are so big.
Yes, I'm giving away a mulberry. I have a huge 4-year-old everbearing mulberry that I want to remove.
A lot of people want to give them away.
Yeah, once they see the other ones, because it's like, damn.
So what you should do instead of giving it away is graft onto it.
But it has so many tiny branches because I've been pruning it and pruning it.
Yeah.
Where would I graft the...
You would just cut it. You like say if you wanted to graft onto this, like say this was an everbearing. I would never graft onto a Tice mulberry. But if it was an everbearing, you could find a graft point that just matches the diameter of your graft. You know what I mean? Because with grafting, you want diameter match as close as possible.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so hard with an everbearing.
Yeah.
They make tiny, tiny...
little branches. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. So that's why I'm saying use the trunk. That's why I went all the way down there.
Yeah.
You're going to whack the whole thing back.
For sure. Okay.
Because its root system will still be alive. It'll want to fuse with the graft. It'll be like, shit, I'm desperate to like put off new leaves. So sometimes if you have the courage to do a trunk graft, like those are the ones that always take off for me.
Okay.
You know, because the root ball is like, I really want to put off foliage, so it must fuse the graft.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a Cuban red banana right here, and I'm so proud of it because look at the pops coming off. I got 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow.
There's a 4th one over here somewhere. So yeah, just a lot of different pups. And this is a true dwarf. Like this guy's jacking up. He's gonna flower very soon.
Yeah, the trunk is just so beautiful.
Right?
I'm falling in love with red bananas.
The Cuban red, yeah, Mike really likes it a lot too at Ever Oak. He wants me to give him.
What's the flavor?
I would say it's a small banana. It's like a fingerling banana, you know?
Okay.
And the flavor is between a dessert banana, like an ice cream banana, and a Cavendish. So I think it's a balanced banana in my opinion.
Sure.
Not too sweet, not too plain.
I just have to show this.
You could see the difference in my beds. This is not one I'm that proud of. This one is a dry farming bed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't get to water over here. I just don't make it over here. So this is how a garden bed would look if you don't water it. And
which still is great.
Yeah, I'm like...
Yeah. But I did plant a banana from corm here that just popped.
Wow.
So this was buried in the ground, you know, upside down banana corm cut at the base, which is the mother of a banana, you know, and popped right up, J-hooked right up. Because if you plant a corm upside down, it has more structural integrity. When the banana grows up, it doesn't go straight up, it has to J-hook
Got you.
And then it doesn't fall down and crack because you actually get a wicked wind
right.
that rips up here. Like this is a windbreak right here, the home.
Right.
Right up here, and it'll go and blow all my plants really hard.
So you put it upside down so it.
Yep.
Like
and by comb, you mean the underneath the white part.
Right.
That.
So say you get a banana
roots.
rack, right?
Yeah.
You get a big old fruiting banana rack. When you take that rack, you have to cut down the whole tree.
Right.
Now you have this stump, right? You could dig that up. You could dig that stump up, and that's what's called the corm.
And replant
the banana
it.
corm. And that's the mother too. That would usually be like the OG banana.
Got you.
When you plant a corm too, you get a stronger banana because it's like it already knows it's dry here. You know what I mean? Whereas if I transplanted a pup here, it would be like awesome.
Right.
it would like dry out. It would like shrivel up.
For sure.
So its intelligence is acclimated for this environment. These are papayas I put in here. These are also from seed from the mother that fell in the hurricane. But yeah, I mean, this is all dry farming up in here. I don't water any of this. I think you just have to plant dense enough and put enough mulch that all the moisture is retained. You know?
Got you. Yeah, because there is a huge lump here.
Huge lump. Yeah, like I've raised it like 2 feet. And that's just to keep the rain in the bed. When it dumps rain, I don't want it to run out the bottom.
Got you.
And
but
then the
is
alternative.
This compost or just mulch?
Just mulch. And then the bed is just O-Town compost.
Wow.
And then for contrast, if you don't mind, this is a bed that's fully watered.
Got you.
So, I mean, you can see the tomatoes have like a whole new set of flowers, and I'm about to get a whole new amount of tomatoes. Definitely water your beds. I water these every day because we're in a drought.
Yeah, I water it twice a day.
I do hand water, and then I also have a sprinkler right here. This is like the cheapest sprinkler you can buy. You know, just like the typical sprinkler. Yeah. I really try to do everything very affordably here just to show clients, like, don't get into that financial hurdle mindset of like, I gotta save money and all this. Yeah. Like, I go shallow with my beds, you know. All I did was burn this wood. Just untreated yellow pine I burnt.
Okay.
And you guys can see how he did that.
Yeah, I don't use any treated wood, of course. Yeah.
I watched you and Andrew burn it. It was beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I have to give you guys a cutting. Please let me give you a big cutting because you just lay that thing down.
Yeah.
Like the best luck I've ever had growing cane, and I'll show you when we get down to my food forest, is see all these nodes?
Yeah.
So you just would take this whole piece, and instead of making cuttings, you would just drop it where you want, that whole long piece, and then you'd get like a row of cane.
Oh,
perfect.
Just boom, like a fence of cane pops up. Yeah.
I love that.
Yep. And it's just a way easier method because the ends will rot. Right?
Yeah.
But when you make a bunch of cuttings, the ends rot, and then it's just,
Your cane is growing more cane.
Yep, it grows out of the nodes,
side.
it grows more, and then I just break these off.
Wow.
And plant those, yeah. So a lot of people get on me. They're like, bro, you got to harvest your canes. I'm like, these are propagation canes. Like,
yeah.
I grow them to sell, basically.
Okay.
Know? And then I also cut them and I eat them, too.
Okay.
But it's hard to juice. I'm really trying to get myself a cane juicer.
Yeah.
Do you feel that the younger ones are tastier than the older?
Yeah, for sure. The older ones contain less sugar.
Oh, okay. Got you.
I've noticed that. They're not as sweet.
I know they turn into rum at some point, but I didn't know if it was sweet before the rum.
Yeah, they do. They start to kind of ferment into something. They do ferment a little bit.
Word.
I put this papaya in here, and because, you know, this is my neighbor over here, I never water any of this. I can't get my hose over here, so this is all dry farming up
and
here.
It is fruiting.
Yep. It is finally fruiting. I was so happy to see that. So this is reverted to its dwarf genetic. Its mother was huge.
Got you.
Like 10 feet taller than that house. It was over there. And now it's gone back to its dwarf genetics. So it's
cool.
It's a dwarf red lady.
Okay.
And its mother escaped dwarfism and was like a majesty. Right. But due to that, she cracked. And
got you. Is that the one
that's my cat Jai right there.
Oh, your cat. And these are white birds of paradise?
Uh-huh. Yep,
awesome.
They are. They're white birds of paradise. And then this is some cool exotic ginger that just flowered.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I didn't even know that it flowered.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it's very exotic.
What is this?
Right?
You guys.
I have no clue.
Guys.
I think it's called an ornamental ginger.
That would look so pretty. I have shampoo ginger. Is that like that?
No, no, this is spiral ginger.
Okay.
I do have shampoo ginger though, and
Got
that makes
you.
it gorgeous shampoo because that's very. It's called awapui and Hawaii, and they use it like heavily to make shampoo.
Got
Like
you.
they actually are making shampoo with it over there.
Oh, the ghost.
Surprise!
Oh my god.
They see me with this. They've been watching me. They're like,
is that what that collar was for?
yeah. I knew we'd make it over here.
Oh my gosh.
My favorite mango on the property, the Willard.
Wow.
Yeah, it's from Sri Lanka. Caramel apple.
Wow.
Like, you know, fiberless mango.
Wow. When
Like,
you get some, can you please give me one?
I get about 50. I could spare you one.
Dang.
Just one. It's like that with this tree.
Yeah.
There's literally like 50 on the tree, maybe every year. And you can tell why it's not planted in the best location in the sense that it gets partial sun. You know, she's flowering a second time though, you guys, so you might get lucky. You might get 2 out of me.
Hey.
Climb up there, get a ladder.
They fall on the roof, they roll down the roof, and then I collect them in the morning.
And it's like a present. You just come out, it's like, oh God, thank you.
Yeah, I do have a 40-foot picker though too. I do use that. All right, you guys have been so patient. So I only have 4 collards today, and there's 4 goats. We got to make sure everybody gets one. So the OG has to get fed first. He's the old man.
I didn't know it works
and then
like that.
Yeah, it's the whole hierarchy because he'll steal it from the women.
Yeah.
He'll be very mean to them. See how he's already trying to take it back? Yeah. So I kind of have to toss it to her, and then this is his son right here.
Oh. So
he does have a son. If he would just eat it, he's not the brightest. Come on, buddy.
Man first.
Yeah, that's just the hierarchy. Come on, mama. Eat your collard real quick.
This is in the back of your house.
Yeah, like
it's
in
the back
a neighborhood next to a lake. Yep. I was never expecting this.
They're called downtown goats, you know.
Wow.
But yeah, it's pretty cool.
What the heck?
2 fainting goats, 1 mountain goat, and a hybrid, a little baby hybrid.
Oh my gosh. Fainting goats? What does that mean?
If we scare these mamas and
if you scare them, is that like a defense mechanism?
It is.
Are you serious?
I don't know what kind of defense mechanism that is.
Dead,
yeah, like a possum is just like, don't get me.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But yeah, not the best defense mechanism.
No.
Yeah, but maybe they're good to domesticate for that reason.
Okay,
because you can just scare them and like pick them up.
Go to sleep.
What do you guys use them for?
I think, as far as I know, he has another property way down Southwest Florida, big farm, and he moves all the babies there. So this is more of a nursery.
Okay, maybe that's why our neighbor had the goats in their backyard.
We got a couple routes we can go through. I think we should go around actually, but I got a lot of bamboo here.
Awesome.
I think you'll see the longan better on the other side. But yeah, like I said, my favorite mango tree on the property. Like, I can't wait for those. I wish we had some ripe ones today, you guys. Keep your eyes peeled for a yellow one maybe up here, and we'll get the ladder out.
Ooh. Oh, of the sugar apples?
Yeah, if you see a yellow one, we'll break out the ladder. But it's got to be like completely yellow, you know.
Is that one?
Oh, wait, I think we see one right here. Let's see if we can get it. Yeah. Let's do this. This is going to be great. So if you grab it, it'll come right off.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh!
Come right off, all right. Oh my god.
All over your shirt.
I'm like
bobbing.
Oh
shoot. I did not know that.
You got those ups though, you know. That thing just destroyed in your hand. Yeah, I think you can get the rest. No, try to
it's
get
literally
right
still
on
your
stem.
shoulder.
Yeah.
It's like a bird shot on you.
What do you think about that flavor? Might be a little overripe, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't have much flavor. It was more grainy than anything. Usually they have more of the pulp. Damn, babe. This is so nasty. I'm like, what am I watching? Ew, that's like your butt. Oh my gosh. This is like unexpected. Pat, is that one even right?
No, it's not ready. No. I can't take them.
You don't want this one?
Yeah, you guys can.
Oh no! I harvest this tree so heavily that
so
I'm gonna have to pass on that, bro.
Yeah.
You don't want this?
I already eat so many. I don't want the exploded one.
Oh my
I already
God.
know that one was probably too ripe. I feel like you guys might be eating one that's like super fermented. Is it good?
It reminds me of Soursop.
Because I've noticed that in the fridge they're so much better because they become more custardy.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
the tart profile of mangoes changes too in the fridge. It really does.
Yeah.
Like a
So
mango will almost be swampy sometimes. Do you know what I mean by swampy?
I guess all like loose and
lot of funky.
liquid.
Yeah, a little funky in the flavor too. And then I put it in the fridge and it'll kind of change to like a better flavor.
Got you.
Yeah.
It probably just slows down the decomposition process.
For sure. And it makes the flesh all tight and like dehydrated. Same
Got
with the custard apple. It becomes more of a custard, you know, and not like so gooey.
Right.
I'm around here like crushing right now.
So this, if you can capture it, it's really hard. But this is a longan. You see how hard it's flowering up there? So if you want longans, you guys are welcome to get like a ton. Like I'm telling you, like this tree makes so much longans that they're almost a nuisance. Like we really need people just to be like, yeah, because last year I harvested so much they went bad.
Dang.
I couldn't even find enough people to take them. I had like literally like a pile of longans.
I absolutely would love longans. We love longans.
Yeah. They're really good.
I have a longan tree,
This is a good one. Yeah.
nowhere near. Like, look at the trunk.
Yeah, the trunk on this thing is crazy.
It's
I think that this had to be planted 2 decades ago.
You want this one?
Yeah, I know some dates on trees here. Like I'll tell you a couple down by the lake, but this has got to be 2 decades ago. I think that's 15 years. That's Sri Lankan Willard over there. And then who knows how long this bamboo's been here. But this is one of the favorite trees of everybody on the property. Like neighbors come that used to live here, they come back, they eat these. All of the my landlord's kids are always eating this tree.
It's the mulberry, right?
Yeah, it's another mulberry. I think there's just an everbearing. But you want to see something trippy? I feel like you guys can appreciate this. Look at the base of the tree.
Oh, it's sideways.
Yeah, it's a giant. It was a giant mulberry. I mean, this was like a super mulberry.
Wow.
And then it fell, and it was like, I'm not gonna quit.
I'm still gonna keep going, and that's the beauty of the everbearing. Like this tree is so resilient, so resilient,
and it pushes all year round. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we get,
for sure.
even though the berry is small, you get mulberries any time of year almost. I think the everbearing is known to fruit 6 times a year.
Okay,
really,
that's awesome.
That's when it maxes out at. It's like every other month, basically.
Yeah, and if you prune it, I'm sure you can get it even more than that.
This is where I'm getting your cuttings from.
Oh, this is gorgeous. Look at how they hang.
I've discovered that some other permaculturist was here in the past too. This is a little too intentional. Like I really like started to figure it out.
Oh my gosh.
So this mango right here is 25 years old.
Oh, really?
Oh, the fruit falls in the lake.
Right. I'm like,
no, we don't let it.
No.
we actually go with my canoe.
Oh.
Yeah. And other people go with their boats too.
It must be good.
It's a good one. It's Kent.
Kent. Okay.
The Kent mango. So classic variety.
Yeah.
Not as common nowadays. People don't like love it because, you know, everyone wants a nice cultivar like this. This is a Malika that I planted.
Yeah. Okay.
I planted this only 3 years ago.
I am not.
Look at that, baby. I mean.
Very. 3?
3.
3. And is this grafted?
Yes.
Okay.
I only plant grafted mangoes. For
Got
sure.
you.
Yeah, I would not plant a mango from seed.
This is so beautiful.
I mean, if you own land, right? Like if you own like acreage, plant mangoes from seed, do experiments. They can flower really quickly. I actually saw one flowering really, really young, which is like what? Like people tell you got to wait 7 to 10 years.
Yeah.
So they don't obey any rules or laws. Like right conditions, they'll do their thing. But yeah, this Malika mango, I just want to put a blessing of protection over it. I lost every fruit last year. All 17 fruit were taken from me before they were ready to. I came one morning and every fruit was gone on the tree.
Wow.
This year, Patrick will eat at least one delicious Malika
At least
mango.
one. How about at least all?
At least all.
I need the seeds. I need the seeds. Or I want to at least I want to harvest all of them. I'll share the fruit, but I didn't even get to get one fruit off of the tree I planted.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you catch my drift, they were hijacked. Yep.
Yeah. I'm like, was it the squirrels? No, not all of them.
No. But this is a guanabana, soursop. And look, does get dieback. So it's true. Like what people say.
What is dieback?
So by dieback, I mean this tree was twice the size, right? Like literally, it was twice the size, and then I had to cut it all back because, as people say, it can't handle the winter.
Yeah.
But since it's on a temperate lock, you know, it can handle it.
How old is this one?
Shoot, this was given to me by a really cool guy, Barnhart Farms LLC. He sells fruit like ox.
Oh, okay.
But he's way up in like North Florida, like Ocala area. Literally, this dude just found me on Instagram and was like, I like how you grow. I want to give this to you.
Wow.
And these are not cheap. So he gave it to Ox, another fruit man local in town, and Ox gave it to me. What a blessing.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's why they say that it's hard to grow soursop here because of the dieback, not necessarily.
Right. Pretty much everybody's gets fried from the cold.
Yeah, mine did too.
Yeah.
I just put it in the ground.
Yeah. As long as you cut it back, you know, keep it really mulched.
The roots will stay good.
I think so. Because, I mean, she's pushing new growth.
Yeah.
And again, everything in here, dry farming.
What?
I don't water a single thing in here.
It's the mulch.
Yeah.
So do you get chip drops?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Right at the edge of the park, right where you guys park.
You be working.
Yeah, I get a lot of chip drops. I think this is probably like 5, maybe 7 chip drops deep on this property.
Got you.
And man, each chip drop's 4 to 6 yards. So if I was to do an estimation of how much mulch I brought in on this property, probably 24 yards.
Got you.
Yeah, but I also load my truck bed and drive my truck like right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I like for this, all this mulch right here, because I wanted to expand out a little bit, put peppers and vetiver all through here. I just want to have like crazy peppers and vetiver, right?
That's awesome.
For the summer. So this mulch was only 1 yard. This is only 1 yard in my truck, and I just drove it up. So it's not like crazy.
The pavers are nice too.
And I don't like there's no trade here. Like I just do this all out of love.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah, I do this all out of love, and my landlord loves it and lets me do it. And so it's a very nice exchange.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I feel no pressure. Like when this is crazy, I have to weed whack it. That's it. Like he said, he wants me to keep this weed whacked or mulched, and that's about it. But I feel no like pressure, like, oh, I gotta work, you know, none of that. Because I already do this for a living, you know, my business is Grow Your Own Florida. So I'm already professionally installing like 5 out of 7 days of the week, every week. Wow. And sometimes I go 7 out of 7 and like kill myself.
Congrats on your abundance, bro. That's amazing.
Dude, I'm very blessed this spring. I'm very blessed this spring. This is from Bradley. So Bradley is my oldest friend with the food forest. His food forest in Sanford on an acre is like 7 or 8 years old.
Ooh.
And he gave me this sugar apple. So experimental sugar apple.
Yay!
We'll see. You can tell it didn't like the winter. It completely lost every leaf. It almost died. But I don't water it.
Got you.
I really practice dry farming here because I've learned that these guys of mine, like friends of mine in Southwest Florida, different dudes in my life, like they push me on this. So, like, dude, you do not need to install irrigation. And like this banana right here, look how fat she is. I've never watered her.
She is so fat.
Like she is so fat.
She reverberated when you just did it.
Like,
boom, boom.
Right? And then she even pushed a pup, and that's how I knew. I was like, I don't even need to worry about the bananas, because in my mind I was like, this is pure water. I have to water this. But I guess she's in the lake. Somehow. Even though she doesn't have, you know, bananas don't have deep roots, they have lateral roots.
Yeah.
But, yep.
I can tell. It's all the lake, because where I live, the lake is across the street.
Yeah, but it's still helping you.
It's dry,
It's still temperate locking your region, for sure.
Awesome.
I think for sure, right? If you have a lake within, you know, half a mile even.
Yeah.
It really, because it takes so much energy to cool and heat that lake that it's changing. Even if it's just 5 or 10 degrees, the whole region.
Yeah.
And that's all you need when it drops to 28 or something. You just need to stay above 32.
For sure.
Right. Yeah, nice.
Look at that.
So you guys are getting the warm steam blown on your property in the winter. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is guana, or not guanabana. What the heck
It's
is
a guava?
Yeah, I almost called it a guanabana. What the heck?
She's so petite.
Right?
But healthy and thick.
Yeah, I keep her pruned.
Okay.
Yeah, I keep her pruned.
Easy picking.
Yeah, she hasn't fruited yet, but you know what's funny is this is another Rollinia, so you can see how they grow differently in different conditions. This one's growing in the shade more.
Wow.
So I grew this from seed.
The Rollinia that's over there?
Yeah.
And so she likes the shade.
She does, yeah.
Okay.
She gets a lot of afternoon sun. So this is an interesting food forest. It's shaded all morning, so it stays wet, and then it gets harsh afternoon sun. So the sun sets right there, and it just beams on this.
Okay.
And I like it. You know, I think that when it rains every evening, you know, in the summer, it rains like usually in the night, I found, late afternoon or night, then it stays wet until the next morning. Yeah.
So what is this tree?
This right here?
Yeah. That looks like a cassava. Okay, that's a cassava.
That's a cassava.
And is this a strawberry tree tucked in the middle?
This is actually eucalyptus from Mike.
This one.
This one, oh, this is actually, let me see if I can find a flower for you. Sweet almond.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It smells so good.
It's not really.
The petals haven't opened yet.
Yeah, it's not really ready yet. But yeah, I put it in here in the middle because it's a big pollinator.
Yes.
So I wanted to bring everything in. Yeah.
And this is another soursop?
Wow, good eye. So this is a rare tree that I'm just holding for my buddy Andrew.
Okay.
He doesn't have the space, but it's called a mountain soursop.
Awesome.
Yeah, and the cool story is he bought this for such a good price, and it was so tiny and like root bound.
This is massive.
Yeah, he put it in here and it went crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then these are all mangoes from seed. No dieback on this because he just purchased it. It was purchased this spring.
But was the person that he purchased it from in South Florida?
No, they were growing it in a greenhouse.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Ooh, look at this mango.
Right? From seed.
Beautiful leaves.
So these are watered, right? My nursery right here is watered.
Yeah, they're in pots. We're going to let you pass on that one.
So what I'm going to do is cut it back. I'm going to actually take all this beautiful growth down to here, and then I'm going to graft one of these branches onto it.
The white, oh no, this is the Kent. So,
and then these are Kent seedlings.
Oh, once you graft it. Or
so you grow out the seeds. Yeah.
Oh.
You grow out the seeds from the fruit from the tree. And then when you get that seed to establish as a rootstock, right? Cut it down and then you graft.
And now you get fruit faster.
And your timeline jump like 5 years.
That is awesome.
Yeah. And then you keep all the genetics.
Nothing for it.
Yeah, nothing.
That's crazy.
You just need to, it's more of like, you know, I think a lot of things with permaculture and growing food, it's very much knowledge-based and skill-based. Right. And then where do you get those knowledges and skills from? I think it's one of the last things maybe in our culture and in our world that's like oral tradition. You know, that's how I found. Like people are like, have taught me how to graft, you know, straight up like sit down at this picnic table. I'm going to teach you. And now I know this skill that I could have learned on YouTube, but I got like, it's almost like a lineage. Trying to think what else do I want to show you guys on this property.
Did we talk about this mango? Yeah,
that's a great one. So these are 2 trees. This is somebody you got to meet with soon. His name's Malachi, and really cool dude, true Rasta man, right? Yeah. Lives up in Altamont, and he gave me this from seed. This is a grocery store avocado from Publix. Like he told me all about it, Publix avocado, right? And then what happened is it died back so severely that most people are like, oh, it's dead. But I do this thing, right, where I scratch on the bark.
Yes.
Everybody does it, right?
No, show us.
Well, see right here, if you scratch, you know, you start to see eventually, and let me use a knife actually.
This is a thick barked tree.
See right there?
Yes.
Dead, right? There we go.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yes.
That's the life. So I did this on the whole stalk until I found the point. I cut it. And then the tree's totally alive, you know.
Yes.
And eventually I'm going to graft onto it. That's what Malachi wants, you know. I'm going to put a cultivar, like a really good avocado cultivar on it. There's an avocado right on the other side of this fence. Okay. So I'll hop over there and take a cutting and, you know, find a diameter match, which will be hard because that's a thickie.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is also, you know, Malachi's done some work on this. So I got this in Punta Gorda. It was a gift from me, from Pine Island.
Okay.
And this beautiful woman, I'm trying to remember her name, Allison, gave it to me, Allison Wonderland. And yeah, what a great Instagram handle, Allison Wonderland. And basically the story with this tree is that it's only a couple years old. Like, look how thick she is.
Wow.
I never water her. The graft point is like way down here. So I should probably pull back the mulch a little, but yeah, she's happy. And then what I did is I planted a seedling of the Kent next to her because I have this theory that maybe the roots can graft together. And maybe we can get like a Pickering mango. That's this variety. It's a Pickering.
Oh, these fruit really early.
Yeah.
Got you.
So I want to get a Pickering mango, but like influenced by the Kent. I want to get a Kent that's dwarf and influenced by the Pickering. So
wow.
this is a crazy idea there, but it hasn't flowered yet. And it will soon, I think, because Malachi, like, kind of, you know, he calls himself the tree barber. He butchered this tree right before the hurricanes. So about 6 months ago. And now look at it. Like, kudos to him. You can tell.
Yes.
Look at this prune job right there.
Wow.
See it?
There's like 8 different branches.
Yeah, he got a lot of nodes.
Wow.
Yep, he got a lot of nodes.
It's going to have a lot of fruit. But
and then it's just crowning out so nice. That's where I pruned it last.
Yeah. Pruning is so essential for healthy plants in general, trees. They
especially
grow lower.
A tree of this nature.
Yeah.
You know, like a Pickering is still dwarf, but if you don't prune this thing, it's just going to become like...
leggy.
Yep, almost
everywhere.
like this one. I've only pruned this tree a couple times.
Okay.
And I think I am going to hard prune it this year.
For sure.
But
people get scared though because you can hurt them pretty badly and set yourself back like a year on the fruit.
I think so. I
for
think
stability,
yeah, you can freak it out. From seed, 8 years or 8 months old, excuse me. So female, and then over here you got the male. This is a total male.
Okay, I want to show the difference in the flowers,
right? So
that people know.
The flowers are very different.
This one's what smells so nice over here.
I think it's probably these pentas, maybe. And then this is the crazy one.
The elongated. This is also a male. Why or it's a hermaphrodite.
There you go.
Wow.
You took the words out of my mouth. I'm glad you know what's up. So it's a male and a female.
Wow.
Puts off male flowers, and somehow the male flowers get pollinated and yield fruit.
Holy moly.
The male ones don't yield fruit?
Nope. The males have basically no purpose.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? They don't even don't pollinate the papaya.
What are you gonna do with this?
I just am leaving it. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just liking it. So Southwest Florida tamarind.
Is that Heart Healthy Farm? Heart Healthy Farms.
Healthy Farm. And you guys should totally buy some things from him because he's got a lot of good varieties. He's very much like into the genetics best cultivars. You know. That's how I got the Tice. Like he doesn't have just any mulberry. He got the best ones.
Has this one flowered for you?
No. Oh. Very young tree, and when I planted it was like nothing.
Wow.
You know?
So she likes shade.
No.
Oh. I have mine in full sun and she's like, oh.
I don't think she likes shade, but I don't think she likes full sun. I think she's like a 6-hour girl.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
I've just been doing too much of both.
But you know, limited here with all of these huge trees.
Yeah.
Want to know something funny is there's an avocado right next to this camphor, but it doesn't produce fruit because they want full sun, you know. This
is the most beautiful. So this is called a camphor?
Camphor tree. It's from China. Wow. It looks like an oak, right? But they're really common here.
Wow.
I bet you guys have camphor trees.
Probably. I think this is the tree behind our house. The one that I want to put the...
There you go. Oh, that's a good fruit right there.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have to give this a try when it's cold.
Yeah, that was the one.
That's it.
Okay, so what inspired you to start gardening?
This is a great way to answer. This is what inspired me to start gardening.
He was hungry.
Fruit. Definitely fruit. But I actually have a distinct memory of what it exactly was. So my parents live in East Orlando. I'm born and raised here. And they still live there next to my Puerto Rican neighbor, Raymond. And Raymond's such a nice man, like truly one of the most gracious neighbors I've ever had. And just would give us tons of star fruit, tons of tomatoes, like to the point where it was a joke. Like we were like, God damn, like, can we don't need this much, but I would always eat it. For some reason at a young age, I knew about smoothies. Just intuitively, I love to eat these star fruits and his tomatoes. And then as I got older, right, you get away from your home, you start being in the world more. I had all these interests, but I worked at a juice bar. And a lot of the produce was subpar, you know. And I was realizing conventional produce just sucks, you know, it's grown as fast as possible with inorganic inputs, you know, fertilizers, beaded fertilizers and stuff. So
Extra.
what made me really want to grow my own food was I wanted to eat the best food.
Got you. I
And
love it. And here you are,
I am.
eating one of the best fruits.
Also being plant-based.
Yes.
Because
okay.
when you eat so much plants, you're just like, I need to grow my plants, you know?
For sure.
And I know you get that, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And do you have any advice for beginner gardeners?
My only advice for beginner gardeners is to not be so trepidatious. Don't be so hesitant. And try not to emit any kind of fear, you know, around the plants, around what you're doing. It really doesn't matter. None of this really matters that much. Take it as seriously as you want. I get kind of serious with it because I've been in the game for a few years, but really, you can't do nothing too wrong.
I know that's
I
right.
really feel that. And I have a lot of clients who are kind of nervous a lot of the time, and I just want them to feel grounded,
Safe. Yeah.
grounded and safe with the earth, you know?
For sure.
And the earth is so forgiving. And
grounded was the perfect word, though.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, just get cozy, sit out.
Yeah, I
Take
want
your
them to
shoes
feel
off.
grounded in the garden. That's
For
what I'm
sure.
trying to say. I want all beginner gardeners to feel rooted, grounded, and at peace when they're in the garden and not nervous that they're going to do something wrong.